What is going on, everyone? Good morning. Good morning. Can I please get a mic check? How's everyone doing? Good morning, chat. Perfect. Perfect. All right. Market's opening up here in less than 30 seconds. Kind of wanted to go over my levels. Let me see. Let's go through this real quick. All right. Just a heads up. We got some red folders, economic events coming up this week. We have CPI or core CPI, core PPI on core CPI on Tuesday, PPI on Wednesday, and then some not that important on Thursday. We have core retail sales and all that. We do have earnings. It's earnings season, guys. Earnings season. Banks reporting on Tuesday, and then Netflix is going to kick it off for the tech companies, right, on Thursday, and then the following week, I think. The Amazons, the Googles, the Apples are going to be reporting as well. So be mindful of that. Market is open right now, real quick. So just a very key uh, thing that I want to mention before we start here. All right, you can see this volume profile here. This is from last week's. Keep an eye on the value area low between 7530 to 7537. Right, I'm not like short trades, or I'm not really looking to aggressively get into a short position as long as we're holding this value area low. That's also kind of your key level here, where price has bounced multiple times right at that level, right? So keep an eye on that. And then, I mean, we haven't really done anything, guys. We're still below this pivotal level here between 75.94 and 76.03, right? This is where price has rejected multiple times, as you can see. And even on Friday, right, this is where you struggled right at that level, and then you kind of had that push up, and now guess what's happening? We're kind of gapping down, and we're right at that level and finding resistance. So very important key here, a very important level of pivot, that pivot zone, 7592 to 7603. All right, keep an eye on that. Again, that's been your, that's where price has been rejecting the past couple weeks. So just a really quick note, and then on the Nasdaq, same thing, right? You're right below that 3,100 to 30,000. So that's going to be a big supply zone for me. Uh, Pivot level is going to be 29,600 to 29,563. And why is that? I mean, just look at this is just based on purely price action, right? You can see these candlestick formation here. Price rejects whenever you're trading right below it, and once you trade it above, right, you found support, and then where are we bouncing off of during the pre-market or during last night's session, right? That's where we bounce off of between that 29, let's just call it 29,500, 550 to 29, let's just say 29,600, right? Psychological level. So do not be overly bearish as long as we're holding that level. And then your weekly value area low is right around that 29,400, right? So this is going to be my two areas of interest for a potential long. I want to see price come down here, get supported, price down here, get supported to play the upside. If I want to play short, be very careful in shorting in between the range. You're literally right in between the range. I'll be very careful, right? I don't think it's a high probability there unless you're just scalping, right? The area that I'm going to look for a potential short is going to be at the supply zone where price, as you can clearly see, price rejected multiple times. Okay, so that's going to be for the Nasdaq. I'll try to talk about the levels as as it's developing, but for right now, I'm going to pay very close attention to market generated levels, which is your You know, your previous day high, previous day low, value area high, value area low, the orb, right? The 15-minute orb. Um, I'm gonna put more emphasis on that. So let's get it. How's everyone doing? Let's see. Nothing much on the heat map. Seeing some small orders here at 7606. Buy side. Um, Price is really not moving. We still have a small gap on ES from last night's dump. Let's mark that. It's kind of your gap, right? So it starts right around that 76.15. Morning, guys. Good morning, Devon. Miv, what is going on? Proth. I don't know how to say that, but that name, Barath. How's it going? How's it going? Yes, sir. It was a good vacation, but it was a long one. I think we have one more for the summer. But I think that's it. But I'm getting tired of the beach. I just want to get back to I honestly I think this is the first time I've actually missed trading. Like I was itching to trade. Morning, Shirag. What is going on? How did you do last week? A lot of effery. I mean, I was watching the I was reviewing the price action from last week. Man, pretty ugly. Pretty ugly. Again, Nasdaq continue to show relative weakness compared to the S&P 500. So keep an eye on that 29,580 to 29,560 there. Right, and this is shown on your right, on the right side of the map, the chart. I'm going to be switching between the Nasdaq and the footprint for ES. Continuing to show relative weakness here. Summer's range. Yeah, that's true. I mean, usually, typically during the summer, right? Kind of low volatility, and you kind of get in the range. But maybe, I mean, maybe it's where we're just waiting on the earnings season, right? Let's see if if the market can continue to sustain price around this area for a new all-time high, or is earnings gonna start giving us some clues? Vacation was good. Ate too much, to be honest. I need to get back on a diet. I probably gained like maybe 4 or 5 pounds. That's all we did. Took the kids to the beach, some activities, and then just ate literally every single hour of the day. High mountains. That's during the fall. We usually try to do some fall hikes since it's not going to be too hot. Getting a little bit of a pullback here. Your overnight low is at 7566, so it's a big range. Please note here, keep an eye here on the chart, right? You see these buy side delta, right? An attempt to push price higher, and what's happening right now? We're getting some rejection here. So let's see. I would like to see some type of, move away from this zone, right? Maybe take out this pre-market low here, right around that 75.85, right? And kind of bounce right off of that and see if we can find enough opportunity to play the short. For a scalp, if I want to play the long side here, I'd like for 7600, right? The 7605 to kind of build. If we can just consolidate here and we get that large impulse move up, right? I'm going to try to see if we can find a potential entry for that pullback. Let's see if we can see some low volume nodes form of some sort. Again, it's Monday. I'm going to rely more on the market generated levels. Heatmap's not really showing much, right? As you can see here, we did see those buyers at that 7605 that I mentioned earlier, right? Tons of buying and could not really push price higher. And now you're kind of pulling back. So let's keep an eye here. NASDAQ getting some sell side pressure there on that pivot zone. See if they're going to hold this. Pretty big order there that came through. 500 lots. You can see it on footprint as well. Right, look at the footprint. Sell side. less than 20 seconds until the 15-minute orb forms. That's a good rejection there on the retest off of that sell side delta. Thing is, if we're gonna play this short here, what's gonna be our target? Possibly the 7586, that double bottom here during pre-market. That could be a potential target for a short side. Trade will be validated above 76. If you want a tight stop, 7604, right? 7603, 7604. So mark that on your chart, guys. The 7600, the 760, let's just call it 7604. That could be a potential area of interest here. Not an actionable trade yet. We need to see some type of move for confirmation. Nasdaq just swiped the overnight low and now bouncing pretty aggressively, while ES is far away from that overnight low, right? 7566. $500 lots on the heat map. Check it out. 500 lots sitting at 7602. Let's see how that gets filled. That means there's a sell side order sitting at 7602, about 550 lots. Is this going to act as a resistance, or are we going to push right through it? And, you know, if this gets filled, I want to see it push right up, right, aggressively, and maybe we, you know, we follow that. We follow the trend on that pullback. So let's keep an eye on that as well. $500 lots is still sitting at 7602. Keeping an eye here. See if that gets filled. Acting as a resistance currently. You guys seeing this, right? Currently getting rejected. See if there's any other liquidity below or above. Nothing. And as you can see as well, right? So we had this large delta buys right below that 7602 where it got rejected. The only thing that's stopping me from entering a short here is because NASDAQ is bouncing at that pivot zone. Getting lots of orders there, and you're holding that pivot zone. You swept the overnight low already as well, and holding. That's kind of a divergence for me. Since it's a weaker index, right? I would like it to kind of get some pressure right at that overnight low and start, resisting at that level, or start rejecting possibly below that 2600. That's going to be my confirmation for a potential short here. Getting a little bit of rejection here now. Starting to like this. It's a good rejection. I'm gonna remove this pivot level here since we know where that is. I'm gonna keep an eye. I'm looking for ways to be short as long as we're below the 7604 to 7600. Now we've identified those sellers, right? And the buyers at 7608 where it became trapped, right? And sellers are coming through. So as long as we're below the 7600 to 7604, I'm looking for ways to be short, and vice versa, right? If you're bullish, if you have a bullish bias here, I would like for price to get above that 7604 to 7600 where it gets supported, and you can play it to the upside. So that's your bullish and bearish plan. That might be a good, I think that might have been an entry there. 75.96. Another pop at that level and getting a little bit of rejection. I think I want to see this I want to see this liquidity get filled, right? This 550 lot sitting at 7602. I kind of want to see this get filled and see how price react at that level. You know, after it gets filled. How you guys doing? Did you guys take any trades yet? Or are you guys waiting? NASDAQ is looking weak. Just shorted ES. They just spoofed that order. They removed the order, guys. They removed that 7602 order. 550 lots. I'm gonna try this short here, guys, at 76. I got filled at 75.97. Stop loss is gonna be above 76.04. Starter position. I'm gonna look to add two more. I grabbed 2 micros here. Kind of an early entry. It'll look to target pre-market low at 75.86, but if that breaks, I think we might have room to probably test the overnight low at 75.66. Again, just a starter position here. If the Nasdaq breaks above 29,600, this might get invalidated. Yeah, Nasdaq is pushing a little bit here. Watching that 29,600. Aggressive buyers at 76. That's 400 lots around 76.03. Might get stopped out here. Still in it. All right, stop that. Now I'm looking for this. Now I'm gonna flip my bias as long as we hold above 7600 to 7604. Let's see, template box. So keep an eye here on 7600 to 7604. Again, that was a small position, right? 2 cons, 2 micros. Now let's see if we can get supported here. Some strong buying here now, which is a good sign for bulls. We just broke the high day. Now let's see a pullback here. Would like to see an aggressive pullback into that 7600 to 7604. Here's a pullback. Kind of wanted to see an aggressive pullback. Was there news? 900 lots just got filled, but I'm not gonna put out. I think it's a non-aggregated order, so it's probably just a slip up. Let's see if this 7600 can hold here now. Was there news that just came out? Does anyone know? That might have been a news generated kind of push down. Let's see. Not seeing anything. Can we hold? Can we hold? Or are we gonna dump? I'm gonna try this again here, guys, for a short. Stop loss is gonna be above same thing, 7605. We do it a little bit wrong. Again, 2 cons only. Got filled at 75.99. Gonna look for a 75.86 target. I would like to see pressure come in here now. The reason for the trade is this is a potential seller becoming trapped here at that 7602. You can see it on the heat map as well. Right, this heat map, as you can see, right, aggressive buys right here at 7603, and then struggle to get to break above. So that's why you're getting that rejection now. So here's the pullback. Need to start breaking below the opening price, 75.95. That's also where your VWAP is. All right, Sherrod, have a good one, man. Good rejection so far, but we need to see to start. We need to start seeing some aggressive sells here. Sellers really need to start stepping in. There you go. There's a good some aggressive sellers there. We gotta push through. I think we really need to start taking out the lows here, because Nasdaq is now holding, which I don't like, at that pivot zone. You are below that 29,600 now, but we need to start, because that's the relative weakness. That's a relative, weakness on the Nasdaq. So I would like that to continue to come down. Up about 4 points. I don't like this slow grind down. I need to see aggressiveness now. I might cut this trade a little early. I'm gonna move my stop loss to 7603. Yeah, Nasdaq is bouncing at that pivot level now. As you can see here, right? You're holding. I don't want this one to kind of take the low before ES does. Come on, sellers. Where you guys at? Might get stopped out here again. Buyers are really attempting here, guys. Buyers are really attempting here. Might add into this. That's a good rejection there. But I need to see NASDAQ. NASDAQ is starting to show strength here, which I don't like. Yeah, stopped out there. This is still valid for a potential short here. Still valid. I just need to see NASDAQ really kind of push down here. If I short, this is going to be my last attempt. All right, if I short again at this level, it's going to be my last attempt. I really like that rejection there. Should I try again? So tempted to try, but the price action is just slow. What are you guys looking at? Are you guys in a short? Are you guys in a long? What's everyone looking at? I'm still looking to short this. Unless we start breaking out. All this buyers attempting here, as you can see, right? Positive delta building up here, and yet what's the price doing? Getting rejected here. Very bad PA. Yeah, just think we need to really pay attention to the NASDAQ. I think if NASDAQ starts to lead here, that might be the telltale sign. Look at this, guys. All this delta, guys. All this delta buys, right? Your price is still struggling. You're not doing anything. But also, we're not really, I mean, we're creating higher lows intraday. So I don't know. I'm very, very tempted to position myself again on this short. But the last two times, as you can see, right, got stopped out right here and got stopped out right here. I think we're gonna take the trade. I'm probably gonna need a wider stop. And a confirmation, you know, for a short trade would be, we really need to start breaking below that 7.594. You know, right where your, you know, opening price and your opening range low is. And there she goes. It's just so... Is that news? Look at this, guys. My gosh. And you're about to take overnight low. Looks like we just... Our stop is just very tight. I think that's news too, if I'm not mistaken. There's news related move. Anybody in this? Wanted to short. Tried to short twice. Got stopped out. Talked about how, you know, delta buy side was building up and yet price could not break above. I wanted to take an entry but hesitated because lost two short trades, right? Attempting to short this. A few minutes later, boom. There's your push down. Gotta love it. Did you guys catch that? Lots of sell side orders at 7585 starting to build up here right at this level. Keep an eye on that. It's President Trump. President Trump again. So Trump says he's going to be reinstating Iranian blockade on Iran ships and customers. What? So we so we own Hormuz Strait now? Jeez. Low volume node was created here. Keep an eye on that. 75.90 to 75.91. There's a liquidity right below 75.70. So reminder, ES did not swipe overnight low off of that move down. I might try to short. Watching it here. Ay, 7585. I don't know, guys. I don't know. Nice, Devon. What did you do? Short or long? And where did you long at if you longed it? Or if you shorted it, where did you short it at? We got stopped to the tick here on 7604 short. That's just funny. Definitely feeling a little bit of a FOMO here. Nice, Pranav. Was it the original thesis that we had on that short? I just got stopped out way too early. I just didn't want to give it that much room, to be honest. It's crazy. So if this 7484, keep an eye on that. Currently starting to act as support. As you can see here, after that push down came up, right? You're starting to find support there. So if you're looking to play the long side, right, try to get it as close to this where it's being supported currently, right? You're looking to target these overnight, the opening price and the opening range low. If you can break above that, I think the next test we get on that 7604, I think you're going to break that. Good stuff. US and Iranian forces exchanged missile and drone attacks as tensions over control of the strait deepened. Trump said the US could become the waterways guardians while Iran rejected any US role. Shipping traffic fell sharply and oil prices rose more than 3% amid growing supply concerns. These are the news that I'm reading right now. Traders lift ECB rates bets fully priced 25 BPS hike by September. Keeping an eye here on the 7600. What do you want to do, ES? Are you going to reject here again, or are we going to start pushing up from here? If I try this short, right? If I try this short within this zone, right around that 7600 to 7605, I'm gonna target the 7584 to 7585 level, right, where this big trades came in. If I'm gonna play the long side, I really need to see it break above 7604, 7605. I want to see this, right? I want to see it push up, create a new high or make a new high intraday, and we're gonna play that higher low entry, right? Possibly within that 7608 to 7604, because I don't want to get faked out. I don't want to try to play the long on this breakout. If I'm going to play the long, again, I would like to see a new high day and then a pullback, play the long side, or see if we can see if the 7584, 7586 can start, acting as support. This area here could be a good area to play the long side here. I think it's going to be a good risk to reward. Again, I've tried shorting twice now, right? I shorted here, was a little early. I tried shorting here, put a very tight stop, right? We were up about 5-6 points, and I got out for a 3-point loss. I got to be smart here, right? This is going to be my last try for a potential short here. NASDAQ testing the opening price and also testing the high a day. As you can see here. This is going to be my last attempt for a short, guys. I'm going to put a wider stop here. 7608. Looking to target 75.84, 75.85. Might stop out early if I see, strong signs of buying. Confirmation for more downside here if we start breaking below or if the 7600 starts to act as a resistance here. Same plan, guys. Same plan. Again, this is going to be my last attempt for a potential for a short here. Might look to add into this if I see more confirmation. This market generated level 75.95 and 75.94 cannot act as support. As you can see here, you bounce multiple times at that level. So I wouldn't want that to act as a support here when we start testing it. If it starts to act as support right at this level, this might have a potential to bounce and take out that 7604 level. So if you're bearish, if you're in a short with me here, we need this to break with ease. We don't want price to pause at that level. That's also where VWAP is. I don't like how price is pausing here. I don't like it. I do not like it. I'm going to give it a few more minutes, a few more seconds, or a few more minutes. Maybe a minute. Need to see it start breaking below 7594, 7595. Red profile right now on the footprint, as you can see here on the right side, which is a good sign, but we really need to start pushing down here. We cannot bounce. Here we go. We need to start pushing down here. We cannot bounce here. Up about 6 to 7 points here. Sellers need to press on the pedal now. They need to keep pressing on the pedal. NASDAQ currently at the prior low level where you're finding some type of support. That needs to break as well. Confirmation for NASDAQ continuation to the downside is a break below 29,625 to 630. About 8 points here, guys. Again, if you guys are up, usually 7 to 10 points, that's when I start moving my stop loss. And, you know, start taking profits. So it's up to you. Still seeing some sellers here, but this seller here at 75.91, I don't want that to be. I don't want them to be trapped. We need to see some selling pressure here now, or else it's gonna bounce here. We need to start pressure right below that 7591. Watch the 7591. This needs to break. If this bounces here, you might see 7604. There's a passive buyer there at 7592. 500 lots. Let's see how this gets filled. If this bounces, I might get out. So keep an eye on this one. 7592. Heatmap, right? 500 lots there. So keep an eye on that. They just removed that order. They spoofed it. I really don't like how price is very slow. Here, sellers coming here at 7593. You need to start pushing down here. More sellers there at 7593. Again, as you can see, we're getting a push down. 7591 needs to break here. There you go. We're up about 9 points here now. Up 10 points currently. Passive sellers at 7590. Up about 12 points here, guys. Start managing your position. Passive seller just got filled at 7590. I need that to start acting as a resistance here. If not, I'm probably going to get out. Need 7590 to start acting as a resistance here. That's a good rejection. Those are going to become, those 7590 aggressive buyers are probably going to get trapped. One more push down. One more push down. Come on. Let's go. Let's go. Hit my target. About 12 points here. 12, 13 points. This is where I should be stopping. I should be taking profits. But I'm seeing momentum here. Need one more push down. Let me move my profit to 7580. There we go. About to hit our target, guys. We're up about 15 points. Remember, this is the area where it could potentially bounce. Here's the final target. Start managing your position. We're up about 15 points here. See if we can get that 7580. Starting to see some passive buyers stepping in at 7583. If that breaks, I think we can get another 3 to 5 points here. All right, I'm out. Good trade, guys. Slightly green for today because of that 2 losses that I took this morning. How did you guys do? Thanks, Nathan. Did you guys take the trade? Are you guys still in it? Got chopped up earlier. Yeah, it was pretty tough. Pretty tough this morning. Man, is it gonna hit 7580 or are we gonna continue to the downside here? Not in it. Yeah, this is also a good example of having, having a high risk to reward rate, right? So the higher your R&R, at least your planned R&R, you don't really need to win a lot, right? You see that one trade erased 2 losing trades that we had, plus, plus some more. I mean, that's a good thing about, planning, having a higher R&R than, you know, going for that 1-on-1. Again, the trade was based off of this 7600 to 7604. This is literally where we kept shorting, right? We tried once, we tried twice, and it failed. And then right after we got out of the position, you initially got that push down, right? We tried not to FOMO in. We looked for that retracement. We looked for confirmation that sellers are present, and we took the trade. As you can see here, we took it at 7599, and we had a planned take profit area, which it hit, right? So hope that helped. That walkthrough. Any questions you guys have? That might be it for me, guys. That might be it for me. I really don't like the price action today. Just a lot of fake outs. But we were able to manage the position, I'd say, rather well. Again, going into the afternoon session, just base your analysis off of this 7600 to 7604. Right? Just keep an eye on that. I think above it, you can play the, you know, the upside, targeting that futures gap that was created in yesterday's or in overnight, or Globex push down. And if we, you know, if you continue to get some rejections there, I think we might just possibly just chop, right? Hope today's trading was very informative and you guys got something out of it. Again, the reason why I do this is to kind of, you know, not to follow my trades, but for you guys to kind of learn how I execute the trades. I think most of you guys are coming from Twitter or X, right? You guys seen my trade recaps, and now I'm following it with some live trades so you guys can actually see my execution. And just let me know if you guys have any questions. I'll do a review, or I'll do a trade recap and post it on X. But make sure you guys like and subscribe if you haven't done so already, and follow me on X. And that's it, right? I'll see you guys back here possibly tomorrow morning. Let's see how many likes do we have today. Let's check it out. $10 likes. Let's get it up to maybe 15 to 20. If you haven't done so, 10 likes. Like the video to maybe 15 to 20. All right, guys. As always, you guys have a good one. And trade safe. See you guys tomorrow. Peace.